Running. Our first recognition is the announcement Fran Award. So we're honored to recognize Megan Simpson as this year's Fran Award recipient. Megan is a true superstar at Garrard Middle School who consistently puts students first. With a student, leading a small group, supporting a co-taught classroom, or simply noticing when a student needs a little extra encouragement. Action. She anticipates students' needs, supports them without lowering expectations, and helps them recognize what they are capable of achieving. Her students know that they can count on her, and her colleagues know that she'll always step in wherever she is needed, without ever seeking recognition. Megan embodies the very best of the Fran Award through her visible compassion, quiet leadership, unwavering dedication, and genuine commitment to helping every student succeed. Congratulations, Megan, and thank you for the extraordinary difference you make in the lives of our students and the entire Garrard Middle School community. Come on up, Megan. Thank you, Megan. So come on in with our Camp Robinson archery team there. Join us over there. So June the 20th marked the close of the Camp Dick Robinson archery team's historic season. The team finished third out of 31 teams in the bullseye competition at the NASB World Championships in Daytona Beach, Florida, as well as fourth in the 3D competition. Archer Hardwick finished with a personal best score of 284, placing him third out of 393 elementary school boys. Charlie Cole also finished in the top 10, finishing sixth out of 329 elementary school girls with a score of 275. The team finished strong, putting the finishing touches on an incredible and successful season. Out of the 21 events they competed in, they placed first in 15 of them. So the very first day of practice, these students set their bar high and set their targets on winning the state championship. And on March the 14th, they accomplished just that, scoring 3,080 as a team and placing first at the Kentucky NASB state championships. This marks the first time any Garrard County archery team has ever placed first at the state level. We are extremely proud of these students and everything they have accomplished this season. Their hard work, dedication, and determination has truly paid off. Congratulations to all our archers, and we wish each of you the very best of luck as you continue forward for your archery journey. Congratulations. Yes, yeah, we can. Yeah, all board members took this picture. Congratulations.
Did awesome as well.
It's humbling.
All right, item B is site-based decision-making minutes, and I hope my fellow colleagues have been able to go over the three schools that hosted them for us. Item C is audience comments. Don't believe we have any. Board members have anything they'd like to say?
Just like the first day of school was wonderful. It's very upbeat, enthusiastic, very well done. All those that were playing, it's very well done.
Item E is superintendent. You're going to share a bonding capacity, I believe.
Yes, sir. So our bonding capacity for the month of August is $23,310,000. That's down a little from last month. Of course, it always fluctuates because of interest rates. So that's where we currently stand for bonding capacity.
Okay. And professional development report, I believe.
So Ms. Young and Ms. Hart will be kind of sharing a little bit about our professional development this summer. So we were very pleased and encouraged by the great work that was done. So I've asked them to kind of come and give a little quick report about it.
So Dr. Gresham started the year by challenging us to tell our district story. And we felt like it was really important to talk about our summer professional development because it really tells about who we're becoming as a district.
And I know you probably have a copy of the session that we provided this summer. So you can see the wide variety that we had. We were able to bring in a few of our partners, such as Southeast South Central, our regional co-op for special education, Parent Square, who I think we're probably approving later for our communication platform, iReady, who we use a lot of their programs as well. So we were able to bring them in, but most of our sessions were provided by our staff, our Garrard County Schools administrators and teachers, which was awesome to see. It was like a proud mom as we're walking through the hallway. But our teachers were learning from one another, sharing their expertise, what has worked for them, and just taking ownership of our growth. So thinking about back to our commitments, you could see them come to life as we were walking through the buildings, but we were building a growth culture. We were engaging in standards-driven instruction, and we were using data-driven decision-making. So aside from just our pretty graphic that we have that shows our commitments, you could walk through the halls of Garrard County High School and see our entire district there illustrating all three of those commitments. And it was just a very special time. The feedback that Ms. Hart's going to share was, as someone who helped plan the PD and helped deliver, it was just very encouraging to see our staff on fire and just ready to start the school year.
The most beautiful part of this, like Ms. Young shared, was seeing teachers really share their craft and their expertise and to learn from each other. There's nothing better. And there was lots of comments. I won't share all of them because we could go on for days and days. I do have to throw out that Mr. Boland was a fan favorite. He came up quite a bit. His energy was very much appreciated. But I loved all the choices. The only critique would be that I wanted to attend more sessions than I could. The presentations were fantastic. I loved having all the choices and variety in topics. I really liked how the sessions had connected themes without being repetitive. It's good to have that down-home feeling when your colleagues and your friends give you access to resources that help them. And this has been the best professional learning I've attended. I'm so happy to be in Garrard County. And I can't reiterate that statement. I feel the exact same way.
If you saw the video that we posted on our social media about this is our moment, win the day, I think nothing illustrates that more than our professional learning that we had this summer and just in the spot that we're in starting this school year. So, this is our moment and we're ready to win the day.
Well, that's what it's like.
We shortened it a little bit.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Item 3 is enrollment plan.
So Mr. Boland is going to kind of prepare or discuss a little bit of that draft enrollment plan that everybody had a chance to review last Friday. Mr. Boland?
Good evening. I don't know if I can beat that. We'll try to make it pretty quick. We appreciate you guys. We are in a little bit of a different world nowadays with enrollment, just because of the world in which we live. So we've spent a lot of time talking about our enrollment plan and what it actually means, and what we're going to try to do going forward. So some positives we've had over the last 4 years, our chronic absenteeism has dropped by 5%, total over the last 4 years. Now that's a big deal because it's going to be attached to our to our grading scales going forward, or excuse me, to our assessment scales. So our attendance has been up the last 4 years, but what we've dropped on is our enrollment. A couple of reasons that we can look at. One is the last 3 years. 2 years ago, we had 211 kids that graduated in Garrard County schools. The year after that was 209. This year, we have 201 in our senior class. But following those up is 173 in juniors, 173 in sophomores, and 169 in freshmen. So our enrollment is down close to 100 kids overall. But you can see we've graduated some big ones, and our kindergarten class that's coming in is not near to that size. So we're not replacing the kids in which we have actually lost. Lots of reasons for that, again, that we're continually going over trying to figure out. One of the things we're going to try to do is to come up with our enrollment plan that we want to attack, because we want to be aggressive in our enrollment plan and be on the offensive and not the defensive. So one of the things that's very concerning is since COVID, over the United States, homeschool is up 400%. That's from California all the way to the East Coast. It's up 400%. So one of the things we've done is we've broke it down and looked geographically in Garrard County. Where's our homeschools? What are some things we can do? How can we make homeschool folks want to come to be part of our schools and public schools? So lots of things that we broke down through the plan that I won't bore you with, but one of the things we're going to talk about is customer service. We're going to talk about personal relationships. We're going to talk about face-to-face communication and making sure that they know that we're here, what we can offer them. I'm going to go personally to a lot of the houses just to let them know that we're here for them, answer questions. If there's a barrier that's there, that we can help remove that barrier. So that's what we're going to try to connect with those families, because we want them to know, we have evolved in such a way as a school to open up our doors for as many ways as we can possibly think. So there's so many ways for kids now to be educated in front of a teacher, but also we've got our Garrard County Learning Academy. That's a real success as well. So we're going to really aggressively go after our homeschool folks to let them know that we're going to be here for them to help and see what we can do. I want to talk to them and see if there's something that we can do that we can present that's going to help them and to let them know that this isn't a competition, that we're here to help them and help them with their students. So that's going to be one of our biggest. The second is going to be in our enrollment part, where now it is such a wide open spaces that we want to be the school of choice. And so how do we become the school of choice? And that's been a conversation that we've had many, many times. And so one of the things we've talked about is, we have a phenomenal educational system here. You look at our elementary schools, they're number 11th in the state. We have great facilities with our schools and with our athletic facilities. We have great extracurriculars. So what we have to do is make our difference in how we treat people. And so our difference is going to be our people. And so I was interviewed for a podcast this summer, and they asked me what makes Garrard County different, and I said our people. And that's what we have to sell, is to let people know how much we love kids, how we want it to be a holistic experience for them, not just where they come in and they're spoke to and they're taught, but it's also a life lesson, and we're going to know that these kids are having a great experience. So that's our enrollment plan. As you can see, it's a lot more in depth than that, as you're able to see, but that's just kind of the Cliff Notes version. Don't tell Susan Ledford I said Cliff Notes, but that's kind of our Cliff Notes version. So if you have any questions, if you guys have ideas, we would love to hear them. We're completely open at any point in time. Again, we want to be ready to evolve and ready to move at whatever pace to better serve our kids.
Do we still have those little videos?
We do have some. Yes, sir, we do. Now, they're a little outdated. They're probably 3 years, 4 years. But so we're going to try to do some of that, but we're going to try to do more telephone and more face-to-face. We actually have a lot of folks, and there are a lot of families that are big families at homeschool. There's a lot of 4, 5, and 6 kids. And so we just wanted to know, say, look, it's not you against us. It's how can we make it the best situation for your students and for your family as a whole. So we want them to know that we're here to partner with them, not to compete with them.
Sounds good. I believe I read the state's down 12%. Does that sound right, statewide?
Yes, absolutely. And again, COVID had some positives as far as some of the things that we were able to do through the school, but one of the negatives was the impact of homeschooling that has been statewide but nationwide as well.
And it's private school too.
It is, and Dr. Gershon can tell you, there's, KED, I think it's KEDC, or someone did a survey before, I don't know, I guess it was right after COVID, and we were the third least impacted in our area. So what we're seeing is there's a lot more folks that's impacted greater than we are, but that still doesn't mean that it's not out there, we gotta figure it out.
Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, item 3 is reports, and item A is treasurer's report. I hope fellow board members have an opportunity to go over that. Anybody have any questions on the treasurer's report or anything? Also, bills is presented, which we appreciate. Ms. Coffey, she keeps us up to date weekly.
She's a jewel.
She is. Indeed.
Her whole team did a really nice job.
Item 4 is a consent agenda, and it is a very long consent agenda. But unless any board member wishes to pull anything out, I will entertain a motion to adopt the consent agenda as it is presented. Silence.
Always will be thankful for those who make contributions, donations.
There's quite a bit of that in there.
In 3 different sets of motions.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to adopt.
Mr. Smith made a motion, to have a second.
Second.
Mr. Hurt seconded, all in favor? All board members in favor of the consent agenda is adopted, which brings us to the action agenda. And under item 5, the action agenda, item A is to approve the Garrett County Schools handbook for the 26-27 school year.
Good deal. Thank you, Dr. Browning. So what we have here in front of you is, we were able to have our second reading of the new policies from KSBA in a very timely manner, which allowed us to make all the updates that were necessary in our 3 district handbooks. The changes that are in the employee, coaches, and substitute teacher handbooks primarily are personnel changes that's occurred from the previous year, as well as those board policy updates that we adopted. So I would recommend approval. I do recommend approval of the Garrett County Schools handbooks for the 26-27 school year.
Thanks, sir. You've heard the recommendation. Do I have a motion?
I move we approve the GCS handbooks for 26-27 school year.
Thank you. Ms. Davis made the motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second the motion.
Dr. Lamb seconded. Any comments or questions? All in favor? All board members were in favor. Item A is approved. Item B is to approve a memorandum of understanding with Little Rascals Learning Campus for after-school programs here in this building at the Garrett County Education Center in Paint Lake Elementary.
Thank you, Dr. Browning. So we were approached about 6 or 7 weeks ago about the idea of having expanding some after-school programs, one being at the Garrett Education Center. We've got a little space here where Early Childhood moved their programming from Garrett County to Madison County, and as well as Paint Lake Elementary. We have a current partnership in place with Little Rascals Learning Campus and Kent Robinson Elementary. So they have approached me and presented this to you all for your consideration here tonight. All we're really doing is letting them use space. They're responsible for everything else. It is, I think, handy and beneficial to our students that are looking for the ability to kind of have daycare as well, while they're working and things like that. So I recommend approving the MOA with Little Rascals Learning Campus for an after-school program at Garrett Education Center and Paint Lake Elementary School.
Thank you, Dr. Christian. You've heard the recommendation. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Mr. Hurt made the motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Smith seconded. Any questions or comments from any board member? All in favor, let me know by putting your hand. Item B is approved. Item C is to approve surplus of a Massey Ferguson 2680 tractor.
So this tractor has been used by Garrett County High School, specifically the agriculture department. And I think it goes without saying, when we come in front of you all and ask you to surplus an item, we just about used it to its full capacity. So
Had a long meeting
committee.
about this tractor.
So we do appreciate all the tractor has done for us over the years. But with that being said, I recommend approving the surplus of a Massey Ferguson 2680 tractor.
Thank you. You've heard the recommendation. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion that we approve the surplus of management purpose in 2680 tractor.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Hurt made the motion, do I have a second?
I second the motion.
David seconded. Anybody have any questions about this tractor?
A long time ago, when I was a junior in high school, I was working for the Board of Education during the summer mowing. That's where I learned to drive a massive purpose.
Was it this?
And I don't know, that's what I wanted to know.
It very well
I
might
drove it, and that drove it from here to Camp Dick to mow, down there at Paint Lick. And it took
No
me,
wonder it's wore out.
it took me 51 minutes to get to Paint Lick and 52 minutes to get back because it's uphill.
Go.
Anybody else? All in favor? All board members were in favor. Item C is approve. Item D is approve surplus of a Cub Cadet lawnmower.
So this is from our maintenance department, and Mr. Aiden has asked us to surplus this lawnmower. Again, we feel like we've gotten as much use out of it as we
He
possibly
didn't
can.
write it.
I didn't.
To my knowledge, he did not. So I recommend approving the surplus of the Cub Cadet lawnmower.
All right, you've heard the recommendation. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion to surplus the lawnmower.
Dr. Lamb made the motion. Do I have a second?
I second the motion.
David seconded. All in favor? All board members were in favor. Item D is approved. Item E is to approve a dual credit memorandum of understanding with Beach Protected University.
So we really appreciate all the partnerships that we have with our higher ed institutions. So EKU has reached out to Mr. Anderson and Garrett County High School to kind of provide this MOA for this upcoming school year. So again, we appreciate the opportunities our students have with dual credit. It is an incredible opportunity. Not only are they getting, of course, the dual credit, high school and college credit, but if they have to pay for the class, it's only $297. So we're going to work really hard this year to make sure all of our parents are aware that they can sign up for additional classes as a dual credit student at $297. That's a little different once they go to college and enroll as a full-time student. So I recommend approving the dual credit MOA with EKU.
Thank you, sir. You've heard the recommendation. Do I have a motion?
I move we approve the dual credit and all everything.
Ms. Davis made the motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Smith seconded. Any comments? All in favor? All board members were in favor. The MOA is approved. Item F is to approve end of year budget amendment.
So you mentioned Ms. Coffey earlier. Ms. Coffey's getting ready for a wedding this weekend. Her first one is getting married. So
I know.
I'm thanking and praying for her and her family. Appreciate all the work that she does, again, her team. Really thankful for all that they do. Basically, what this budget amendment does is it cleans up a few things. Primarily, the state only have payments caught up. We received the payments for that, and it's reflected in this budget amendment. So I recommend approving the end of year budget amendment.
And you've heard the recommendation. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion, we approve the end of year budget amendment.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Hurt made the motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second the motion.
Dr. Lamb seconded. All in favor? All board members were in favor. The end of year budget amendment is approved. Item G is to approve modifying the part-time school psychologist workday.
So before we even get into this, I want to make sure we give credit where it's due. I appreciate Ms. Tomlinson, the leadership in her special ed department. Most districts, if not all districts in the state, have a need for school psychologists. And she's been able to make sure that our students and our staff in our schools are taken care of in that capacity. We have a vacancy, a year-long vacancy of a leave that you approved of the consent agenda. Ms. Tomlinson had came to you and we had asked for y'all to approve an additional school psychologist based on some needs that were in existence and we need some extra support for the 3 months this school year. Well, this school psychologist has agreed to work the maximum amount of days that they can for it, which would be 128 days. So what I'm asking you to do today is we've approved this individual to work for us for 3 months, and I'm asking you to modify for 3 months to her max. She's a retired educator, and she can work 128 days this school year. So I recommend approving the modification of the part-time school psychologist work days.
Thank you. You've heard the recommendation. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion to approve modifying the workday.
Dr. Lamb made the motion.
I'll second the motion.
Ms. Davis seconded. strong. So we got a second, right? All right, any questions or comments? All in favor, let me know by raising your hand. All board members were in favor. The part-time psychologist workday is approved. Item H is to approve highly structured program guidelines.
So what's attached for you there is the guidelines for our HSP program this school year. Primarily the modifications, how the state has changed the caseload numbers, as well as changed the terminology that are associated with our special education services. So I recommend approving the highly structured program guidelines.
Thank you for the recommendation. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion, we approve the highly structured program guidelines.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Hart made the motion. Do I have a second?
I second the motion.
Ms. Davis seconded. Anybody have any questions or comments? All in favor, let me know by raising your hand. Item H is approved. Item I is to approve micro purchase threshold for food services for $15,000, aligning with the federal guidelines.
So before we even get to that, I want to make sure we show some appreciation for Mindy and her team. I've gotten off to a great start with food service and appreciate her leadership. There's been some changes at the federal level, and what we're asking you to do is approve this threshold, which will be aligned with changes at the federal level. So I recommend approving the micro purchasing threshold for food service of $15,000, aligned with the federal guidelines.
Okay, thank you. You've heard the recommendation. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion to approve the federal documents.
Thank you. Dr. Lamb made the motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Hart seconded. Any questions or comments? Was the threshold within like 10,000?
10,000.
Before?
Yeah, they changed it from 10,000 to 15,000. So,
Anybody else? All in favor? All board members were in favor. Item I is approved. Item J is to approve the shooting school day for Lancaster Elementary students.
So there's been an ARC, and the ARC has placed this student on a short school day. The student attends LES, and we need to have board action that kind of follows those ARC guidelines. So I recommend approving the shortened school day for a student at LES.
Okay, you've heard the recommendation. Do I have a motion?
I move to approve the short school day, student areas.
Thank you. Ms. Davis made the motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, Mr. Smith seconded. All in favor? All board members are in favor. Item J is approved. Item K is to approve the tax rate at 61.1 cents, which includes tax exoneration. Will you read that for us?
I will. So just to make sure everybody is aware, the legislature has started this school year. We had to follow a little bit of a different process for getting information out about our tax rate. So we had to meet and have approve a proposed tax rate, which we did on August 3rd. We had to run the information or the notification in the newspaper for 2 consecutive weeks, which we were able to do. Then tonight we have this on our board agenda. I've got to read exactly, the new statute says we have to read exactly what the notification in the newspaper stated, as well as our minutes have to reflect this exactly. So our proposed tax notification from the Garrard County Board of Education, the Garrard County Board of Education will hold a special called meeting at the Garrard Education Center on August the 3rd, 2026 at 6 p.m. to propose a general fund tax levy of 61.1 cents on real estate, on real property, and 61.1 cents on personal property. The general fund tax levy in fiscal year 2026 was 62.5 on real property and 64 cents on personal property, and produced revenue of $7,507,736.18. The proposed general fund tax rate of 61.1 cents on real property and 61.1 cents on personal property is expected to produce $8,270,000 or $270,702.19. Of this amount, $983,231.43 is from new and personal property. The compensating rate tax for 2027 is 58.6 cents on real property and 58.6 cents on personal property, and is expected to produce $7,932,293.76. The proposed rate is expected to generate more revenue than received in the preceding year. The general areas to which revenue of $762,966.01 above 2026 revenue is to be allocated as instruction. This information is published pursuant to KRS 160.470. The proposed tax rate is not subject to recall under KRS 132.017. The General Assembly has required publication of this advertisement and information contained herein. So one of the things I want to make sure I mentioned, this board the last several years has taken this tax rate very seriously as it should. Balancing the needs of the district, making sure the district has the support, the schools have the resources it needs, with the understanding of making sure that we're being good stewards of our resources and our money from our community. Economic times are tough on everybody, and I know this board takes setting the tax rate incredibly serious because of the economic times that we're all in, with inflation rate, interest rates being what they are. I think it's incredibly kind and thoughtful of this board. Last year's tax rate was 62.5, and we're looking at setting it at 61.1, which is a 1.4 drop in our tax rate. We're blessed in Garrard County, have a new property, and the PBA office does such a good job with Mr. Sweeney that we're able to kind of take the 4% revenue, but we're able to still lower the tax rate. So being responsible, being good stewards, and being thoughtful of our community with setting the tax rate. So I recommend approving the adopted tax rate at 61.1, which includes tax observations.
Yes, sir. In my 22 years on the board, I think this is the third time, either the second or third time we've been able to do this. But it has come down from 72.
Since 2015, this board's been able to lower the tax rate by 10 points. So again, part of that is being, Garrard County is being blessed with the real estate market of having a lot of new homes being built and having the assessments, what the assessments are. But I think this board has been very mindful of that, being able to, again, continue to provide the revenue needed by the schools and drop the tax rate in the process.
Yes, sir. All right, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to adopt the tax rate.
Dr. Lamb made the motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Hurt, second. Anybody else have anything you'd like to say as a board? All in favor, let me know by raising your hand. All board members were in favor. Item K is approved, which brings us, can you believe this? To item 6. What is it?
635. Not bad.
It's not bad at all for all it's on the agenda. But before I entertain the motion to adjourn, I'd like to point out, with all the length of the agenda, I'd like to point out, in case somebody does not realize this, that as a board, we all meet with the superintendent at some point the week prior to the monthly school board meeting. We go over every item on the agenda. So any questions that the board members might have is taken care of then. And so don't go out and say, boy, that board, they're just a rubber stamp. We're not a rubber stamp. We discuss things and we hash things out during those meetings. And maybe some will come up every now and then. So having said that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
And Mr. Smith made a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Hurt, second. All in favor? All board members are in favor. We're adjourned. Thank you all for joining us on social media. Thank you all for being here as well. We appreciate it.